We're here at the British Boxing Board of Control Awards. I'm joined by Mr. Anthony Yarde, looking very, very dapper and suave. How are you, sir?
I'm good, baby. How are you?
Yeah, listen, I'm sure you've been to these before. It's kind of a little bit of a get-together, obviously a celebration of people's achievements for the year. So you're feeling these events?
I love these events. You know, it's a time where you can look kind of good, not too good, but kind of good. No, but it's a good event. A lot of people here, good turnout. You know why I'm here, innit? The real reason. I want to taste the food. They haven't branded the food yet. They brand me bread, which is okay, but I'm waiting to taste the food.
It's all about the food?
Huh?
So it's all about the food for you here?
It's all about the good food. How do we live? If you don't eat here for a period of time, you don't feel good, you're not happy, and eventually you pass. So we need good food.
Obviously, it wasn't too long ago that obviously you had a third round win at the Copper Box. Looking back on it now, how do you reflect on your performance?
Looking back at it, you know, I can't criticise myself too much. What people don't know about boxing is when you fight somebody, there comes a period where you can make someone surrender without the fight being over yet. And what happened was a lot of people started criticising, saying, "Oh, we need to stop opposition or whatever." Callum Smith said today, he fought the guy I fought in his 20th fight. Anthony Yarde fought him in his 30th fight, and they both stopped him in the 6th round. I stopped him in the 3rd round, so I'll take something from that. The only thing I would say, the only piece of excuses I can make on his behalf is he felt the power. Because then I think after the 1st round he didn't throw no punch, so that's not my fault. So after the 3rd round he didn't come back for the 4th.
You've been very insistent throughout your career that, you know, I know it's an old cliche, but everything is timing, that you won't be kind of pushed dependent on anyone else's career. You'll do things your way and the team's way, and that's how it's always going to be.
Well, in my opinion, that's how you stay happy. And I'm so young in my career. I'm making noise right now, which is good, which means I'm doing something right. But at the same time, I can't let my loose head get the better of me, because it's a career, it's not a sprint. You know, it's not a marathon. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You know, career, you know, if I play my cards right, the next 10 years could be amazing for me. Or even 8 years, 5 years could be amazing for me. So it's about listening to your team. I want certain fights. I've tried to ask for certain fights. I've said, look, make this happen. I don't care. I'm getting angry because of what people are saying, etc. But again, you've got a team for a reason. I'm a person that studies the sport. If you look at legends, Roy Jones Jr., Mike Tyson, Rocky Marciano, if you look at who they were fighting in their 12th fight, their 13th fight, and some of them were Olympians, they built up to become a good professional. That's the route I'm on as well.
Is it fair for us to say that we don't know how good Anthony Yarde is yet?
Of course. And to me, that's a good thing. Looking from the outside, people will always have their point, their input. The way I see it is, in 2 years from now, how many people are going to remember this moment? Not that many people. So again, I'm focused on now and the future. I've said this in the interview a long time ago. It was on an advert on BT Sports. I'm not training for only now, I'm training for my future as well. Sometimes you have to look into the future and try and see how your life's going to plan out, etc. Eventually I'm going to have the big fights, which goes with my saying, everything's timing.
Did you meet Rio Ferdinand the other day?
Yeah. We had a good chat. I met Rio Ferdinand, Steven Gerrard, Michael Owen, and Frank Lampard, and a rugby player named Hugo as well. You know, these are legends, and everyone knows I've been into football from when I was young. Growing up as a puppy, I grew up watching football like hard. So again, to meet Rio Ferdinand, and literally every single one of these people knew who I was. Big piece of, it's a boosting for the ego, it's a boosting for your morale, everything. So, you know, I've been back training hard.
Did you give any advice to Rio Ferdinand ahead of his professional debut, which is set to happen, we believe, soon?
Well, yeah, he said that he's planning to make it around February times. The only advice I gave him was do what he does. You know, everyone knows, as a football player, he was one of the hardest working football players. He dedicated himself to his craft, so I think him going into boxing, whether it's going to be a one-fight thing or try and make a career out of it, he's going to put his all into it. So I said to him, do what you do best. You know, if you need any help, I'm here as well. You know, he's a weight above me, but I told him to come down to the gym. He knows Tunde as well, because they grew up in the same area. I told him to come down, he's welcome. He just asked me not to beat him up. But yeah, man, like, Rio's a good guy.
So, I mean, after what happened, we saw with Freddie Flintoff, people making those comparisons. Do you think that there is the possibility that he has one fight and that's it?
Exactly. It could be one of them situations again. I just see it as this. No one knows what's going to happen until it happens. So again, it's an exciting thing. I'll say this as well, open-heartedly. I'm not inspired by a lot of people. But someone like Rio Ferdinand, what he's been through, for him to deal with that as a human being and still be in the public eye every day, speaking, taking pictures with fans, etc., and to keep his head cool, like, I admire that. Because, you know, he's gone through a traumatic time in his life and he's dealt with it very professionally. So again, putting football aside, putting his dreams to become a boxer aside, him as a man, in terms of what he's done, what he's dealt with, in terms of his heart and how he's dealt with certain situations, I can only learn from that and just understand that life happens to everybody. You know, I had an issue before my last fight with my nan. And again, it wasn't nowhere near as bad as his situation. So again, I can learn from his situation and say life happens to everybody. You've got to continue to be professional, etc.
Anthony Yarde, I'm going to let you get back to your food, so thank you very much for talking to CASSIUS and Yarde show here on BoxNation. And yeah, keep it real, bruv.
You know how it goes. I won't do the sign out today. Or should I? Should I do the sign out? Okay, you know, BoxNation, Mr. Anthony Yarde. Got to big up my sponsor as well, Maxi Muscle. Rainham still always, you know, Bill Ives passed. Rest in peace, you're a great man. Stamina for sale. KUGAN CASSIUS. James Helder. 7 p.m. BoxNation. You know how it goes. Come on, G.